How's it going, everybody? So, deflects. Why are they sometimes so hard to do, and why is it sometimes so incredibly easy? Well, there's one simple answer for all that, and that is iframes. What are those? As the name invulnerability or invincibility frames implies, during those frames your character cannot be touched by either attacks or dashes. Well, what does that have to do with deflects? We'll get to that in a second. First, we're looking at the deflect itself. No matter what direction or which character, they all work the same. They have 100 milliseconds startup, and then you have a 200 milliseconds of active deflect time. You can easily see that as your guard turns white while dodging. So, in theory, if an attack touches your guard during those 200 milliseconds, you should get a deflect, right? Well, sometimes. When we look at deflecting top attacks, then this is exactly how it works. From 100 to 300 milliseconds into your dodge, you deflect perfectly. I'm sure everyone noticed this by now, that it's so much easier to do top deflects, simply because forward dashes have no iframes whatsoever. But what about side attacks? So, from previous testing, we know that the iframes on every character start at 167 milliseconds into the dodge. What is also sadly the case is that iframes take priority over your deflect frames. Meaning that every time you try to deflect a side attack, you don't have the actual 200 milliseconds, but you're limited to 67 millisecond window. Let me reiterate. Your deflect starts 100 milliseconds into your dodge, but at 167 milliseconds, your iframes start already. This means that when you deflect a side attack, you need to initiate your dodge way later to guarantee it. If you dash too early, you will just dodge the attack normally. One thing that pretty much proves this theory are undodgeable attacks. They do exactly what they're supposed to. They ignore your iframes when you dodge. So what this also means is that on side undodgeable attacks, like Orochi's dodge lights, you have the full 200 millisecond window, making those attacks a whole lot easier to deflect. What this also shows is that such a small increase of the window makes such a huge difference in how easy or hard it is for people to perform those deflects. Another thing which I sadly don't really have an explanation for are that some attacks feel incredibly hard to deflect for no apparent reason. Conqueror's Zone is one of those examples. It might just be the animation that plays tricks on us, but you have to dodge so incredibly late to get the deflect. But if you check the numbers, they fall within the normal windows that you'd expect. If any of you have any theories why these attacks feel almost impossible to deflect, feel free to share them and maybe we can find some answers. Deflecting very rarely is the optimal thing to do, and parries in general are a lot easier to perform, and with option selecting are also a whole lot safer. I'll leave you guys with that. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Laters, everybody.